Hello everyone and welcome to Feed the Beast Quickie with Black Dog Z. We've got quite a few items to go over today, so we'll try to make it quick. Today we're going to be going over a lot of different items. We have the Fluid Transposer, the Magma Crucible, the Resonant Energy Cell, the Redstone Energy Cell, the Hardened Energy Cell, and the Leadstone Energy Cell. So those are the basics of what we're going to be going over. We're going to go over them in probably a weird order, but first let's just take a look at the recipes. And then we'll quickly go over what you're seeing here, of course. So we'll start with the Leadstone Energy Cell. Now you'll notice this holds 400,000 RF. This is the smallest of the energy cells. As you can see, its in and out is only 80 RF per tick. You can right click on it and it has the same interface where you can select nothing, output, and input. And you can do that to every single side, and that'll tell it what can connect to it and whether or not it's going to put out power or bring in power. When you bring in power, it automatically will power this up to 400,000. It can input 80, it can output 80, which means one engine can be run on this, and then you can output 80 and put that out. Real simple. So this uses, of course, copper, and a redstone conductance coil that we've seen before. Just redstone, electrum, redstone. So now this here is called a Leadstone Energy Cell Frame. This is actually used in more than one recipe, so you're going to want to know it. If I go ahead and press R, you'll notice it needs a block of redstone, glass of any type around the edges, and lead in the corners. So this, real simple to make, will allow you to hold energy. Now we're actually going to jump all the way over here instead of going over the others. And here is a Magma Crucible. The Magma Crucible is a really neat item. It does require the exact same thing, this Redstone Energy Cell Frame that we're currently holding on to. Then it needs nether brick on either side, the machine frame, the redstone reception coil we've seen in most of the items with the gold and the redstone, and then copper in the corners. This gets you the Magma Crucible. The Magma Crucible does some really neat things. So what you probably will use it for the most is making what we like to refer to as liquid redstone. So if I just grab a bunch of blocks of redstone and just toss them in there, you'll notice them start to cook up. And you'll see this going, saying, hey, look at me cook. And you'll see that it'll make cobblestone into lava. It'll make obsidian into lava using so much power. It'll make a bucket of lava. It'll liquefy ender pearls into resident ender. It'll take netherrack and turn it into lava for a lot of power. It takes redstone and turns it into destabilized redstone. It takes coal and turns it into a liquefacted coal. It'll take glowstone, turned into energized glowstone, snowballs into water, stone into lava, more ice stuff into water, an enduring drop, which I don't think I've ever seen. It's from Magic Bees, creates resonant ender. A lux drop from Magic Bees creates energized glowstone. Cryotherium dust creates gelid cryotherium, which we will cryothium, that you will use in a couple of different recipes. We have a carbon drop, which makes liquefacted coal, destabilized drop, which makes destabilized redstone, and then of course you have your pyrithium dust making blazing pyrithium, blaze rod to make lava, snow makes water, and those are your basic ideas of the different things the Magma Crucible can do. So as you can see, it's making destabilized redstone, but you'll notice there's only a liquid output. There's no way for you to actually grab the liquid by hand out of this system. What you would need to do is use something like this, a fluid transposer. Now, a fluid transposer can take in fluid and output it to other things. So we're actually going to move this here. We're going to take our fluid transposer. We're actually going to toss it down right here next to the Magma Crucible. Now, it's already set to output to that side. And so you'll see the destabilized redstone coming out and it coming right in here. So now, if you were to have like a bucket, and we'll just use a bucket as an example. So we just grab an empty bucket and we toss it in there. Apparently, it will not fill up a bucket with destabilized redstone. I thought it would. So that means that we'll need to use something a little different. Like, let's take a look here. Let's grab an energy cell frame. So if I just type in frame, and we take a look here, there's a couple of different types of frame, but look, what I'm looking for is something like this, which I will show you what it's for in a minute. We put that in there. Oh, it's got no power. That's why this isn't working. I should really pay attention to what I'm doing. So as it's filling up in power, you're going to see that it's going to start going here in just a moment. There it goes. So it's filling up the redstone energy cell, which we can do later. Let's fill up the bucket. So as you can see, it took in the destabilized redstone and immediately grabbed more from here as this is slowly filling up. Now, destabilized redstone doesn't really do all that much. Doesn't have any benefits that I'm aware of. It looks pretty. It's red. That's about all. But it is used in a few things over here. So that's your fluid transposer and your magma crucible. They'll work together very, very well. Of course, your fluid transposer you will use in many other circumstances to transport other fluids. But in order to make, as an example here, a full energy cell frame, we need to put an empty energy cell frame in here, and it'll make a full one. It does take quite a bit of power, and some time, but it'll make what we need in order to build these larger batteries, basically. So that's what these are used for. In RF, they're used as batteries, and they hold a lot of power. So now in order to make the hardened energy cell, you take the leadstone energy cell and Invar ingots, and you just do that. So you make this guy down here, put it in a recipe table, you get hardened, which has 2 million RF, and it does 400 per tick. So it's about 5 times better than that, so it's kind of nice. And you'll notice that it has a little level here in the front that'll actually tell you how full it is if you set that up. And that way when you put stuff in, you can go ahead and fill that up. Next we have the redstone energy cell. It holds 10 million. Yep. And does 2,000 RF per tick. Now this needs the energy cell frame, which we are filling currently. There you go. Lead and electrum. Now electrum, of course, you have to make electrum blend, which is silver dust and gold dust combined, and you'll get electrum blend. Then you can then cook that up, and then you'll get your electrum ingots that you need in order to build this. Then you'll want to upgrade that to the resonant ender at 50 million and 1,000 RF per tick. That's a lot of power that can go in and out of this thing all at once. In order to use that, you need a redstone energy cell. That's this guy over here. And of course, Enderium ingots. Takes a while to get those, but once you do, you'll be able to put out a lot of power out. So that's the basic idea behind these 6 machines. I had to show you the magma crucible and the fluid transposer so that you understood the redstone energy cell here. But that is the basic idea between all of these, and have a good evening.